Hello friends, welcome to this last video on China. And in the last phase, after all the bad experiences in his life, the wrongs suffered, the torment from people, everyone, delusion being tormented by everyone. So this is something too much. The scenarios in one of the cases, which will be described in my Hindi video as well, in the following one. One case by Dr. Amar Marathe. He's from Jalgaon, and he was a very sweet student of Rao sir. So his case is there on Facebook in great detail also. You can go and listen to him again. In his case, the lady lost her husband, lost her son, lost her daughter, and she was suffering from very bad female reproductive system problems, and that excessive itching, leukorrhea, and that was the internal torment which she can't speak to everyone about. It is something that is inside her, and she's keeping it to herself and suffering the torture, the torment of that disease. So the end stage of China that comes up because of such unforeseen circumstances. Just imagine a female who has given her all to raise her family, to raise her children. Suddenly they are taken away, or suddenly something wrong happens in her ecosystem, in her home, or at her workplace. Very drastic things happen which are beyond their own control, which is because of others misdoings, and because of unforeseen circumstances, unpredictable things happen. And such people, they land into these extremes of pathologies, these extremes of the rubrics which are depicting such stages. That maybe somebody goes, family, there's a earthquake, sudden earthquake, and things just collapse, and they are left on nothing to feed and what to look forward in life. And that is that irresolution with irritability. They're not able to decide now how to pick up things and from where to restart their life. So that is the turmoil kind of, the confused kind of state, where they are left on lurches and they're left on their destinies that you fetch for yourself now. So such states, that is why unworthy objects seem. So how the person was so hopeful, and that hope can be carried till this end stage also, where he still sees hope. But then still, if there is no support, still if there is no divine guidance anywhere, then those things happen. Hiding himself in dark places. Dark places are those places which have all the negativities, the sorrows, the bad memories, and where there is company also of those sort of people, or such people where you are only going down the drain rather than able to lift yourself again. So that is hiding himself dark places, and unworthy objects seem. So those objects for which he, beautiful things, awareness heightened, from there he comes to unworthy objects seem. He doesn't find any value, any significance in any objects around him. Unattractive things seem. Things which were attractive to him, which used to charm him, they are no more attractive, and he doesn't want to even taste or have sensitivity towards any kind of attraction in life. Inconsolable evening driving to suicide. Weariness from cares of who all are remaining now. Maybe it could be such scenarios where people, they take care of their grandchildren, if not their own children. They have done so much, they have lost their children, but the grandchildren are left on them. And when once they also grow up, and they feel that I have done so much in my life, now I am not anymore interested. You just go away, and they just want to be by themselves. Strange, crank, they become irritable kind of people who were never like this earlier. roving, senseless. There was one case of fever in a child, a very small child, and he was an ADHD child. So he was on hyoscyamus earlier, but then when this fever episode came, he had been given allopathic medicine as well. So after allopathy, the fever was not subsiding in spite of antibiotics and everything. He was again and again getting fever, and then they spoke to me that, doctor, since it was a high fever, we got panic and we started with antibiotics and allopathic medicines. So I was like, never mind, with small children, parents do get panic. So after around 10 days, they spoke to me and they told that, still he's getting high fever, 102, 103. Every time we give something, it subsides and then it starts again. So this is what was happening. And then after starting on homeo, then hyoscyamus again I repeated, because there was a gap. So it was not effective at all. So what I thought that, it is not effective, so better let me retake the case. And it was a night time, around 10:30, 11 in the night, and they were staying close by. I called them home and I just wanted to observe the child. And what was the child doing? How I landed to China was that I saw the child, that he was, my children were also quite small, so they were like, who has come in the night, and they were all around him to play and all. So I was seeing that child is just going round and round. There is nothing in the center. Generally children go round and round when there is something, like they are playing some game, that catch or something, so they find a table and they go round and round the table. So he went round and round the table, and then he went in a place and he was just moving round and round, and his temperature was high. So I was like, what is he doing? This is something very peculiar. What the child does in fever is of very much importance. So I was trying to find out a rubric where, I went to runs about also, but he was not run is a huge distance they run, okay, one place to another place, and it was not runs about that difficult to catch, no. So then I came about to roving, senseless. It was not making any sense. Nobody is catching him also. People are telling him, his parents are telling him, you sit down, or you play with this. No, he was just going round and round in that place. So roving is in a limited space when you move around. So I just took this roving, senseless, and I think irritability or something I took, where he didn't want his mother's hand or something. And then I gave him China, and his fever, China 1M, and in 15 minutes his fever dropped down and he just did well without a single repetition. Irrespective of other medicines, his fever just settled down. So this was one case, and the background was, maybe he had a younger sibling just born, and there must be something about children you can't know. But this is one rubric there in China: roving, senseless, and insanity with desire to travel. Insanity is what? When you cut off from your routine, when your routine gets disturbed and you are not in connection with your daily course, your responsibilities, your daily duties, something you cut off from, and you are doing certain things which has no connection or no reasoning that why are you doing. I just want to go, and insanity with desire to travel. You're going there, then you're going there, and you are not even telling anybody, not informing. There is no reasoning behind it. So these two rubrics indicate that they are not wanting to stay in those dark places or those places where they feel tormented. They want to go away. It could be another shade, okay. And then there are some rubrics which indicate the pathological state, but mentioned in mind section. So we should understand the mental how they are related. Aphasia with amnesia. So aphasia is where there is a communication problem problem. You can't express yourself well, you can't understand what others are saying well. And with amnesia, where there is a memory loss, you don't remember what happened. So that is the advanced stage where China is not able to express also. A loquacious person who used to make speeches and now has landed in a state where reading desire to be read person, now he's not able to read for himself, now he's not able to understand, now he's not able to express, and he doesn't even remember what has happened to him. Answering unintelligible. Coma with red face. Again, coma with red face is very peculiar rubric I found, and I tried to understand what red face indicates. Red face is a blushed face. It could be out of anger, it could be out of embarrassment, it could be out of rage or intense emotions of it could be related to anything in infections or in immunity disorders, autoimmune disorders, or any skin diseases. It happens. But what is the feeling that comes with red face is they don't like this whatever has happened, and coma indicates unresponsiveness. They stop responding, they don't know how to say, they don't want to say, they can't understand. So coma is again cut off from the surrounding, that I cannot do anything about it, total surrender mode. So this is how China in the last stage rubrics could be useful somewhere with your cases, with my cases. It is a self study for me too. So I hope you like this entire journey of China which we have done, and it helps us to go deeper to understand this remedy and homeopathy as a whole. So do like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you so much.